speedjam hosted by Squarespace. So in this jam, we need to make a game which has a start and an end point, and there is a timer, right, for speed running. So basically, the point of the speed jam is to make a speed running game with a timer and a scoreboard, which we have to make using loot locker. It is optional to use loot locker, but I want to try it out, alright, because it's easy to set up from what I heard. But yeah, let's get on with making the game. Alright, so here's the main menu I made, alright. So this is the knockout screen where the player will be moving the ship towards, alright, to the Skypiea, alright. And this is the art I made in Sprite. And yeah, basically what I do is like to have layers, and one of them is shading, which gives us these details, alright. I do those and just load opacity to load it and to take coloring, alright. Nothing too fancy, but anyways, this is the main menu I have right now. I haven't added any kind of texture of some sort. Maybe I'll add it later on. But yeah, I am using a pirate font, right? So yeah. Anyways, let's get on with making the game scene. But before that, we need to make some sprites. Alright. So here we go. Okay, so I tried my hand on some player sprites. Alright. These players, this player will be, or rather Zoro here, will be on top of the ship, and when we do the attacking thing, it will do the animation and then launch a projectile, a slash projectile, which I'll show you. So over here, right, so my slash tag is this one for Zoro. It looks like a water shuriken from Pokemon, but anyways, if I do this, press left click, and boom. It's just like what I did in Taurus Blitz game, right? But yeah. And also, one thing important to note here is that when we instantiate and add child to a node, it has to be an empty node and not a node 2D. That's why the instantiation wasn't happening when I tried doing it in slash collection. But yeah, I do hope the future me keeps that in mind, because yeah, I was kind of struggling over there why in the node 2D it was not instantiated. But it seems for instantiating any new object that we preload from a different scene has to be added as a child in an empty node instead of a node 2D. Alright, so keep that in mind, future me. Alright, so after that I added Luffy to the game, right? And there's one more important thing that I forgot to add, the back hair, alright? So if you've noticed, maybe you've noticed that I didn't give the back hair before. So this time I just realized when I was doing it. So yeah, now Zoro has the back hair now. And now for Luffy's Gum Gum attack, right? I'm just gonna extend his hand, alright? And this will be the collision point, and this, you basically use Luffy as an attack only when the enemy is at close range, alright? So if it's not at close range, you use someone else like Usopp, alright? Zoro, alright? But for close range, which will be in the middle, I'll explain you later on. But yeah, here is where the collision will be detected, and by left click, boom. I think I better extend the hand a little bit more, alright? So I'm gonna do that right now, maybe. So yeah. Okay, so after that, I made a sprite for Usopp, alright? So let me just show you over here. I have an idle animation, and or rather just a image and then an attack animation where he pulls out a slingshot and shoots a bullet. I have a bullet object, alright? So I I hope future me is watching this so that I don't make the same mistake again. So like over here, I get the mouse position right in the viewport. So whenever we have an object parented to some another node, right? Its position, if you observe, is 0, 0. Even though I move the sprite here, the sprite is over here, but it's 0, 0 because it's a child of this sprite, this area 2D node. So, so I have to check the parents or this node's position. So position dot x and compare it with the mouse, and then flip the sprite itself, right? So I need to keep that in mind in the future as well. So yeah, something I found out just now, and yeah, there you have it. It you know goes into the direction of the mouse, right? I didn't add a front animation because I felt lazy and I don't have much time. Okay, so yeah, it's only a 3-day jam and I started in day 2. So yeah, anyways, let's move on with adding some enemies. Alright, so I made this very simple water animated tile set, alright, in Asset Sprite, and what I want is for future me to see this on how to set up this animated thing in the tile set. So yeah, basically we delete all the others that we want on the frame and select the first frame that will appear first in the animation, and then we select how many columns are there. So there are about 4 of them, right? And then we need to set the duration. So 1, 2, 3, and I want each of them to be about 0.5 seconds. Okay. And then if we go over in the tile map and select this one, we'll see the thing is getting animated, right? Good. This is what we want. And yeah, so I made some enemies as well. Okay, 2 enemies in fact, the Southport and the Sea King, which looks like an abomination, not gonna lie. That's because I, you know, I try my best searching for what the Sea King looked like in the previous episodes, but there's so many episodes in One Piece that it's so hard to find this one specific Sea King. So maybe later on, if I get time, I get to see the good image of a Sea King shown in the episode, right? So yeah. But anyways, this Southboard will be the enemy that can only be taken down properly by Usopp, alright? And the Sea King will be defeated by Zoro. And I'm planning on adding Eneru as well, the lightning god, which Luffy defeated on the later half of the Skypiea arc. Alright, so yeah. Anyways, that's the plan. I'm gonna be doing that after I set everything up. So yeah. Alright, now I have added a spawner system where the enemies will spawn randomly in random X position and will move down. Alright, so here it is in action. I think the ship looks kind of big, but I want it to be big because then it would you know look clear when I put Luffy, Usopp, and decided maybe I'll go for, I guess, 1, 2, 3. Then 1 will be Luffy, 2 will be Zoro, and 3 will be Usopp based on the selection. And once the selection has been made, and when you left click, the corresponding attack will be chosen. Alright. For now, in the global script, I have set it to Usopp, which is 3. Alright. But yeah, I'll gonna change that soon. Alright. I think there's some problem with the bullet not going that way, but we'll fix that later, right? So yeah, I'm gonna add collision detection now for the enemies. If it gets hit, it will die, alright? And also the health system. So I'll see you guys then. Okay, so now I have added a spawner node as well as a timer, because the rules of this jam states that there should be a timer for speedrunners who will be speedrunning the game. Alright, so yeah, and now the enemies will be spawning right now. So I pressed 1 and Luffy will attack, but I haven't added collision for Luffy yet. Yeah, so it will just be Zoro with its sword attack and Usopp with his slingshot. Alright, so I'm adding to add power-ups when the player defeats a certain enemy, like, you know, you'll see later on. Alright, but yeah, so right now I want to try implement the leaderboard. Alright, so yeah, I've been trying to understand the loot locker API system, and I'm gonna try building one leaderboard for the game. Alright, okay, so I did say I would try out loot locker, right, in Godot, but it doesn't have a SDK yet. Basically, you know, we have to set it up by a lot of coding, right, which gets very complicated with HTTP, and I don't really get all that complicated stuff. Alright, so I'll be using SilentWolf for this project, and also SilentWolf is actually specially made for making godot games. Alright, so yeah, let's start. Alright, now I said I would implement the leaderboard, but for now I'm implementing the start and end points. Alright, so for experimental purposes, I put the start and end point over here, and end canvas, which will show the score data. Alright, and now if I play the game, right, okay, I'll be back when it reaches the end point. Okay, I'm almost at the end. Alright, it will show up when it collides. Okay, okay, here it is, your score, and we can either play again or go back to the main menu. Okay, what's up with this? Well, we need to fix this one, right? Yeah, for sure. I think it's because I did the canvas size. Anyways, yeah, also one thing to note is that when we do the pause thing, right, when the game pauses itself, we need to make sure in the process function, is it visible? I think so, yeah. The process function, the mode should be set to always. Then the button can be pressed anytime, even though the game is paused. Alright, so yeah, now let's go ahead and implement a leaderboard, alright, with SilentWolf. Alright, so here's what I have so far. So I have this leaderboard right here, and I've updated the button to this, which I made in Krita, and now the buttons look like this. Okay, I hope it's not too bad. And now this is the leaderboard where the score and everything will be shown. And over here you can enter the player name and enter, and when you press enter it will go to the game scene and you can play the game. All right, and this player name will then be used in the leaderboard to display the name as well as the score. All right, so we are going to be setting up that now. All right, I've already set up the first half, which is configure the API key and stuff, and now it's time to actually display the player name along with the score they made in the game on the leaderboard. All right. Alright, I was finally able to implement leaderboard into the game. So what I had to do is discard this one and use the example scene from here. It comes with the add-on, which I've noticed just a while back. Alright, and then I edited into this. Right. So I did store a few scores over here, so it will load the scores, high, high, and pokey, pokey. And you see there's storing them in not the timer we want, right? So what we'll do is actually, since, let me explain. Okay, over here in the documentation, you can see that the player name has to be either null or some value, and the score has to be a numeric value. All right, that means it has to be an integer. All right, and since our timer is actually a string, we have to convert it to milliseconds. All right, so I'm gonna show you what I did here. It's a lot of math. Update the code here. Okay, so over here I found the function. Okay, so here we'll update score text. Okay, I'm gonna name it score text, and what I'm gonna do is do global dot milliseconds to string and pass in the score value here. Okay, score was it, I think, and then I'm gonna do score text. Okay, now let's see if it works. If it doesn't, we have to debug even more. It's loading. Okay, it's not working, is it? Let's see. Okay, I got it working. So the problem was that it was storing as a float, so I had to convert it in integer and then pass it to the function. Okay, and it will convert, and as you can see, it worked. Right, which is great. It took a long time to figure out, and I haven't slept for a while. Okay, so anyways, when you start a new game and put in new player name and stuff like that, it will show up here. Okay, I don't know how to clear the leaderboard yet, but yeah, anyways, I'm just gonna leave it at that. The rule stated that we just had to add the leaderboard, and I am feeling so sleepy that I can't manage the leaderboard right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and add some mechanics to the game to make it a little bit more interesting, to increase the player speed or the ship speed. Okay, so I'll be back in a bit. Okay, so I made it so that whenever you kill a certain enemy, okay, the going merry speed will increase. Okay, so I'm gonna do this, and if you get hit by the seeking, your speed will decrease, but if you defeat it, right, then I'm gonna increase the speed to 500. Okay, so yeah, let's test it out. Start. I'm gonna name it Pikachu, and then let's run the game. Okay. Let's test it out. If I get hit by him, boom. My speed has become very, very low. And that means you wanna avoid actually hitting it, okay? So yeah. Also I think I increased Usopp's bullet speed, okay? Yeah. Cool. Now my speed has increased, okay? So yeah, I'm gonna write all of the instructions in the like over on the itch.io page, okay? Because I feel very lazy to set up all of the instructions, okay? Then I would have to create another button and then another control label, and I'm feeling very sleepy, okay? So yeah, don't worry, I'll update the things in itch.io. I'm gonna add the game here, I mean the music, but I won't be showing you because it's copyright claimed, so I don't want to get copyright claimed in YouTube again. So yeah. Anyways, if you're playing this and recording this, you will get a copyright claim because I'm using mixture of the sound or the opening song of One Piece, the fourth opening. We are here, so yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and update all of these things, okay? Alright, for the music, I got the MIDI file from this guy over here. I'll link his MIDI file on the description as well, alright? And then I imported in the bitbox and got in some really nice music from these sets, okay? So you can change the instruments just by importing the MIDI file and then choosing from this list, okay? So we have various types of options, right? So yeah, hopefully I don't get copyright claimed over here because of this music. I don't know, the YouTube copyright system is kind of crazy. So yeah, let's go ahead and import this into the game. Alright, I uploaded the game on itch.io so you guys can play it, okay? So anyways, yeah, I tested it out and it seems the ship glitches out sometimes whenever you hit the seeking. So anyways, you better avoid it because your speed will decrease anyway, and there's that glitch effect which I don't know how to fix even though the coding is correct. So yeah, anyways, yeah, I don't know why it's taking so long for the leaderboard to load up. Just give me a sec. Okay, I don't know why the leaderboard isn't working. Okay, it's taking too long to load. It sometimes happens. I did try to search it up, but hey, whatever, man. Anyways, the point is you guys can play the game, alright? And yeah, so that's about it. And I'll see you guys on the next game jam, alright? I'll probably take a break for a few days because I'm very tired from this jam, okay? So you won't see me uploading for a while, okay? Because I too need a rest, I've joined like 4 game jams this week, so yeah, this week and the previous week. So anyways, that's about it. I'll see you guys next time. Until then, bye bye.